So we've had this month's PlayStation Plus games for a few days now, and people weren't too happy. A lot of people was a little bit annoyed at getting PUBG just because there's better battle royales out there that are already free. Street Fighter, it's a beat 'em up, which isn't for everybody. So I'm guessing everyone's going to be looking for something new to play. So it's that time of the week where we're going to check out the PlayStation Store and see what awesome deals there are for you guys. Now, as usual, if you want to improve your gaming, or if you're just looking for a new custom controller, make sure you check out Controller Mods. There's a discount code and a link down in the description. They've got some awesome stuff over there. Now, the first section that we're going to check out is the PlayStation Plus deals, and the first game that I'm going to go for is something really random but looks pretty fun to play. It's a game called Move or Die. Now, Move or Die is a really fast-paced, 4-player, local and co-op party game. The mechanics change every 20 seconds. It's just really random. You get to slap your friends and do all sorts of silly stuff. The game's normally 12 quid. It's currently £4.50. So if you're into your party games and just chill out stuff, definitely check this one out. And the second one that I'm going to go for is Hitman 2, the Gold Edition. Now, I've always liked the idea of Hitman. I've played them a little bit, but I've never put a major amount of time into them. I just like the fact of you get a target and you can kind of make your own decisions on how to take them out, and that's pretty cool. And the fact that all 3 Hitmans are coming out in VR at some point soon also sounds really cool. But Hitman 2, I've played a little bit of it, but not much. The Gold Edition is normally 80 quid, and it's currently $19.99. Now, there are a ton of other PlayStation Plus discounts, but in all honesty, most of them are for really small indie games. But there's tons of stuff on there that's literally only a couple of quid, so it's definitely worth having a look through. Next up though, Hidden Gems. Now, the first one that I'm going to go for is a game that I actually play, and it's really good, and the only problem with it though is there's no multiplayer, and it's a game called Stranded Deep. Now, when you start off, it'll feel familiar. You're in a plane, it crashes, and that's it. You're stuck in the middle of the ocean, you float up, and you're on a giant inflatable raft. Now, what I didn't know about this is there was like megalodons, and there was tons of giant boss monsters that you have to try and defeat, which sounds really cool, but to be fair, I just like the whole survival on an island kind of thing. So you end up going over, you're on like a little tiny desert island, where you have to gather your materials like your usual sticks, leaves, stones, that sort of stuff, to build yourself like a little campfires, but you can then build yourself weapons and stuff. You kind of progress through it and you adventure around, build yourself a bigger raft and sail off to other islands. Whenever I've played it, I like the whole idea of literally being stuck on the first one, so I tend to play it in that way. But I have started to play it a little bit more, adventuring around, and it's tons of fun to play. If you're into your RPG stuff, if you're into your exploration games and survival games, this is one that you'll definitely like. But for me, again, the only problem is it's only single player. Now, it's normally 16 quid, which is pretty cheap anyway, and at the moment it's on sale for £10, so definitely check this one out. The second one that I'm going to go for, I don't really know how to describe it, because it's kind of like a Battle Royale game, but it's not a Battle Royale game. There's tons of different ways that you can play it, and it's a game called Showdown. It's normally 35 quid, it's currently 20 quid on the store. Now, when I've played this game, my experience, you spawn in, you can either play it on your own or with teammates. You can go and just kill random mobs to get XP and pick stuff up, and then go to an extraction point, leave, and you've got XP. That's one way to play it. Second one, there is a main boss monster, or sometimes there's a couple of main boss monsters, which you can track, you can hunt down, you can kill, you can get the bounty for it, and then again, go to an extraction point, leave, get the XP, end the game. Or, the third way, hunting down other players. When you spawn in, there's multiple different teams. You can track each team, you can take them out and kill them, also you're the only one that's remaining. Or you can wait for one of them to go and kill the bosses and then track them and kill them and pick it up and take it yourself. There's loads of different ways that you can play it. The bad point though, once you've started getting the XP, you've started getting the money, you started getting everything to get gear up, get your better guns and stuff, you'll get to a point where it kind of switches it over to hardcore. So imagine you've got the best gun in the game, you've saved up for it, you've got your full setup. As soon as you get shot and you die in the game, you lose it all. And then you have to start it again to get all the stuff. That's the only problem that I found with it. Up to a certain level, you get to keep everything and just respawn like you would in every other one of these style of games. But you hit a certain level, it turns into hardcore and it gets really annoying. That's where I had a problem with the game. But it is still really fun to play, and if you don't mind that side of things, again, definitely check it out. But finally, the third one that I'm going to go for out of this section is a game called Maneater. Imagine an open world game where you're a shark, swimming around, eating people. Yeah, That's pretty much this game. You start off as a little baby shark. I'm not going to ruin the story, but you start off like a little baby. You go around, you level up by eating fish and people and killing stuff to get XP, and once you get a certain level, you grow up. When you grow up, you get new abilities and stuff. It is literally an RPG where you get new abilities and new everything with each level, but again, it's one of them games that there's no multiplayer on it, so if you don't mind your single player campaigns, it's really good. It's normally 35 quid, it's currently on sale at 25 quid, so if you're into this sort of stuff or you've wanted to check it out, definitely do. It is tons and tons of fun, but again, it's only if you're into your single player campaign stuff. Indie games. It's actually got its own section, and funny enough, it's actually got tons of awesome stuff in it. I was thinking everything's going to be like 2 quid and look like pixel stuff from years and years ago, but it's not. The first game that I'm going to go for on this one is House Flipper. Now, if any of you guys have joined in on my virtual life series over on my other YouTube channel, which if you haven't seen it, pretty much it's kind of a roleplay series living out your whole life in video games. So whether or not it's earning money, going to work, doing dodgy stuff, exploring, traveling, just kind of picking hundreds of different games to kind of do everything through, blending it all together and doing it like a roleplay series. House Flipper's one that I've been doing it in because you can buy and sell houses, you can decorate them, do it up, you can do jobs in it and stuff. It's a pretty cool simulator game. It's normally 20 quid, it's currently 14 quid, and on PlayStation you got the perks of, I think you can play it in VR, which is pretty cool. Final one that I'm going to go for on this one is going to be one that's definitely not for everybody. It's Fishing Sim World. Now, the only reason that I'm even going for this is because I started playing this over on Twitch, streaming it and stuff, just because it's a proper chilled out game and the mechanics of it are pretty realistic in a way. And I got addicted to it, and I never thought I'd get addicted to a fishing game, but I did. It's awesome. It's normally 40 quid, it's currently 23 quid, and it's the collector's edition, so you get all the DLC, all the other perks and stuff. So if you're into fishing games or you're into chill out games, definitely check this one out. Now, the final section to look at though is the essential picks. Now, I'm guessing a lot of these are going to be games that have been split in other sections, but we'll check them out anyway. Stuff that's been on sale quite a lot though, I'm not going to mention, so even if there are big AAA titles, if I've mentioned them like 20 different times over the past like couple of months, I'm probably going to avoid them. First one that I am going to go for though, Last of Us Part 2. Now, it's normally 55 quid, it's currently 45 quid, not a major discount, but if you're into the series, it's a decent time to get it. You can get it at a bit of a cheaper price. There's also the deluxe edition, which is 55 instead of 65, but again, I suppose it's if you're into your single player campaign games. Final one that I'm going to go for on here though is, it's a game called Death Stranding. I've always wanted to play this game literally just because of the actor that plays the main character. But the fact that it's pretty much just been described as a giant walking simulator, even though I like my chill out games, I could just never justify buying it. But at the moment it's 23 quid from 55 quid, so it's probably the perfect time to kind of check it out if it's something that you're interested in. But yeah, they're the games that I'm going to go for on there. Curious to see what you guys think. If you've spotted any other games on sale that I've missed out, leave a comment down below and let me know. But I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.